Hello, what is up? Another video I'm doing from my computer. I think I'm going to be doing these more frequently. Before putting this up, I actually made two other videos. I made a Xenoblade review, and I made a video talking about old versus new games. You might think, oh, did they get deleted off your hard drive? Is that going to be the story? No, I finished them. I just didn't have the motivation to finish them because I got sick. I've been really sick. Just now getting over that. And I just didn't feel like kind of just messing around with them. I didn't have the motivation to finish them. So I just thought I would throw this up with no editing and just kind of talk about what I've been playing lately and kind of talk about Xenoblade and touch on that and why I was talking about old versus new games in the first place. So I haven't been playing too much, but I did finish up Xenoblade for the Wii. I've never played that. What's interesting is before my review came out, or after I had finished filming the review, I should say, they've announced the new 3DS. I should look at the camera, not here. They announced the new 3DS, and I'm psyched for it. And they announced that Xenoblade is being ported to it, and it works for that new 3DS. Which I would have loved to play it on that, but I played it on Wii, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was one of the best RPGs I've ever played. It is up in price, but hey, if it's coming out now for the new 3DS, wait for that. Get it for $40 and versus $80 what it cost, because it's a rare game, and it will probably only go up in price because of how rare it is. Stock-wise, they didn't make a lot. Really enjoyed it. Loved the heck out of the music, the gameplay, the story. Everything's great. Towards the end, the last like 5% of that game is a drag of just like it's the last probably two levels. I'm just gonna say the last two like little areas. It's like 5% of a 95% game, so it's don't worry about it. But man, I think they kind of dropped the ball at the end. Just generic RPG stuff, but fun, and I recommend it. So what I was going to talk about old versus new games. I went on this big ramble, but I didn't really. It just was too long. So I just want to give my thoughts here. What happened was I got sick, and I've had the Retron, and I finally, now that I've been sick, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and play. I want to play some of these older NES and Super Nintendo games. And sit down and play those old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games I did, because I sat down and I beat basically my whole collection, which that might be a whole separate video just talking about each of them, but I had a blast. And with the Retron, you can save state, load state. I'm using my cartridges. I'm having fun. I'm doing that. And what's cool is I kind of just started thinking on like, do I like these old games better, these new games? And these old games were so much harder, but with save states, I'm able to go back to them. They kind of were not very forgiving. New games have better graphics, and when they hit it, good graphics with good story and good whatever, they're awesome, and I think they are in a way better than these old games. But these old games also have this imagination to them, and this like, you really have to learn patterns and stuff with the game, and it really is back to the core of a game. Like, those were core games. Whereas now is like, press A to do this, and then a thing will pop up and let you know, and whatever. And I think they're both good. I think I like old games and new games, but it's interesting to just look back and go, wow, like, really missing out on some of these harder games, or these games that didn't hold your hand every freaking 5 seconds and that were simple. And some of these games are so simple nowadays, it's like I'm playing a visual novel in a way. And there's some games that are actually set up that way, but not dissing those. Beyond Two Souls, calling you out, but I like you. I like that game a lot. But yeah, I really. Oh, never my light. Yeah, I played through a lot. I think that will be its own video, just talking about my collection now that I've actually played those games I bought for NES, Super Nintendo. Next on the list, I beat Far Cry 3. I'm kind of just talking about older games. No, not a lot of newer stuff. Far Cry 3 was so fun, so good, and it's so much goofy fun and open world, and it looks incredible. I think the world and the color palette just, that's what stood out to me, was just the color of like the bright blue skies and the green grass, and it has a certain style to it that I just, it's very realistic looking, or it's very just nice and heavy stylized, but realistic. I can't even, it's kind of realistic, kind of just stylized. I loved it. I loved it. It was very good. Um, and I'm very excited for Far Cry 4 now. So, um, and next I played Destiny. I don't want to talk about that too much yet. I've only got to level 5. I'm going to hold out because I'm going to hold out on thoughts. That'll be my next video. I'm going to do a big thing on Destiny. I want to do a bigger thing on Destiny once I play with my friends more and once something is settled. We'll talk about that more later. So Destiny, I started up Chrono Trigger on the DS. I first started this game on an emulator in a class that I had where every single class they would recap the class before it. So in the last 5 classes of that class, it would go on for hours and hours. So I sat there and said, don't need to recap everything, and would play that. Well, after that class was finished, I was like, I'm going to continue playing this. And I did, but one day I started up, and for whatever reason, I hit one button. It was the load thing, or I hit another button accidentally. I know I didn't hit the save state button. It saved the state on top of the title screen. So I lost all my data. That killed me. I was about 15 hours in, maybe 10 or so hours, 10 or 15 hours in. That kind of sucked. But I got the DS version, been playing that. It shows health of the monsters, it shows the map and stuff. Really enjoying. I think that's kind of like the definitive version from what I've kind of read and heard and stuff from people. So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Wanted to keep it kind of shorter, 7 minutes. Yeah, that's what it was, 7 minutes. Destiny stuff coming out soon. Hyrule Warriors is coming out soon. I want to do something for that. And I'm getting the new iPhone. I don't know if I should do a video of that and put that on this channel. I don't know. I'm going to do whatever, but I might do something on that, possibly. So, thanks for watching, guys. More videos soon when more new stuff comes out. Maybe I'll talk about old stuff more, but we'll see. Thanks.